Hey, fellow explorers, it's again me, Mario, on episode 51 of Exploring Anak. Today we're going to talk about an assistant again. I think it's one of the most liked topic on BGG, so I enjoy it quite a bit. Each and every assistant is going to change how you play the game substantially, I think. So delving deep into how to exploit them at best, I think it's really important to grow up as an Anak player. So today we're going to talk about the exiling gal. She's quite good in some games, and I think that people have polarized opinion over her. Some of them think she's quite good, and some other think that she's so terrible that they will never pick her. Um, I'm kind of in the middle. I like her every now and then, but I think that in most games it's going to be quite hard to use her at its best. So what can you do to make her really good? So first thing first, she's very good early on because exciting card is at its best early on in the game. Like, let's talk about exciting card first in general. So exciting card is a very good value at the start of the game because you're going to take away a very bad card from your deck, so you're not going to draw into it later on, and your deck is going to run smoothly, and every hand you draw is going to be very good. So exciting card is very good at the start of the game. It starts to fall off quite fast though, and by the end of the game it's just worth 1 point. The main problem that I have with assets that let you excite cards is that exciting a card is, by the way the game is built, is worth one value. The problem is that it's not always worth one value, actually. It's pretty situational, so I prefer to get an actual resource other than exiling the card most of the time. But why do I like her? I do like her because it's one of the very few ways you can start exciting card on the first round. If you're able to do the opening that right now it's quite common when you're the first player or maybe the second, which is to get an arrow and a jewel on the first round on the bird side of the temple, or two tablets and a jewel on the first round on the snake side of the temple, you can take 2 steps on the reserve track and you can get an assistant. And getting an assistant on the first round means being able to exile a card right from the first round, and that's going to be worth more than one value most of the time. So that's why I like her so much on the first round. I know it sounds a bit crazy, but exiling a card on the first round is going to be amazingly good. So what's the problem then? The problem is that after that, you need to find a way to make her worth one resource at least, which means you would like those 2 sites to show up early on, either by exploring them yourself or letting the other guys explore them and then dig there, because you need to get fewer cards into your discard pile. You don't really want to get fewer card into your deck because exiling them from your hand, it's pretty bad value regardless, and even exiling them after you've used them over the 10 sides, it's pretty bad already from the third round on. So you'd like to find ways to place fewer cards into your discard pile and immediately discard them and immediately exile them, not to have them into your deck. That way you're going to get a value of 1, because just take a look at this side and this side. This one gives you 1 jewel, this one gives you 1 jewel, 1 tablet and 1 fear card. So if you take away the fear card, basically this assistant gave you 1 tablet, which is pretty good value. The problem being that she's not really reliable, because you don't know if you can go here. Maybe you have other priorities. Maybe you don't have a car icon. Maybe you want to explore a level 2 sites. Maybe there are so many maybes, and you don't really want to prioritize these sites so much normally. Well, with this girl, you need to. So that's a bit bad. The best is when you can get some really good artifacts, like Runos of the Dead is not the best one, but it will work. The best one is the one that gives you coins plus fear. I don't remember the name right now. but that's probably one of the best early items you can get that give you fear cards. There's also hunting arrows, which is pretty cool. So there are ways to get fear cards into your discard reliably, and at that point she's going to really shine. The problem is that you don't really know right off the bat if she's going to be that good. The way I think of her is, if somebody else explores on the first round and he finds one of these sites, I'm really compelled to get this gal actually, because I'm again going to exile one card right on the first round, and then I'm pretty sure that I can exile other ones later on. Also, on the snake side of the temple, she becomes way better because she's going to get for sure additional cards to exile later on. Also, the timing is just right in my opinion, because when I can, I try to leave the last two steps of the snake side for the last two rounds, because I don't want fear cards to get into my deck and get exiled. But with her, I can just take another step and win the race towards the top, because I can exile a fear cards right away. Also, it's pretty cool because upgraded, she's one of the best ones upgraded, I think, because she gives you one extra compass, which is always worth a lot, while many other guys just give you an extra coin, which is not as worthy. So if I can get her, I want also to upgrade her. But the problem is that sometimes it's difficult to find enough fodder for her. But on the snake side, that's going to be easy. So you can take one step here, get another fear card, and upgrade her by moving the book, and yada yada. You're going to extract good value out of her. So she's the best on the first round. When you know, I know that it's hard to know, but when you think that you'll be able to use her. So it's pretty rare, because it depends if another guy explored one of these two sites. But if it happens, be sure that she's going to probably be the best one that you can actually get, other than, I mean, the Mighty Two Coins one. She's going to be one of the best. So get her on the first round if possible, and then try to find ways to use her at her best, which is again by getting an artifact that gives you fear cards and by digging in these sites. By now it should be known that these sites work really well with exile effects, but with her you really need to get the most out of them. So there's that. A caveat is to never get her later on. Like, I think she's actively the worst one that can be over here. On the snake side of the temple, you can save one guy, and if she's among them, then it's going to be pretty rough, because she's going to come into play tapped. So you need to pass the round to use her most of the times. I mean, sometimes you can just advance and untap her, but most of the time you need another round to use her, and then it's going to be very late. And also you won't be able to, forge your strategy around her. You won't be able to get artifacts because it's maybe a bit too late. You won't be able to go to these sites because maybe you already got other plans, like maybe you got a trowel and you have way more than enough jewels. So yeah, getting her later on, it's going to suck a lot, unless you can, again, you already are in a position to use her. But it's going to be hard, because sometimes she's the last one over here and you have no other choice than to get her, and then you're going to lag behind quite a bit. That happens quite a lot with situationally good assistants like this one, or even this one, or even the discount guy. So yeah, sometimes it's not as good on the snake temple if she's sleeping over here, but if you can get her from the start on the snake side of the temple, it's going to deliver. It's a pretty tricky assistant to use. I can understand why many people don't love her. I actually like her every now and then. There are some games in which she was pivotal to my win, so I grew happy with her, even though she's not going to deliver all the time. I think that she's going to deliver in about like 20% of her games, of my games, but you should know when getting her is going to be good, because when she's good, she's better than the other ones. Because again, exiling a card on the first round, it's going to be better than just getting extra resources most of the time.